Hello guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Haunted Gaming. This week, we do a Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker creepypasta called The Kill Waker. Now before I'm going to read this creepypasta, I'm going to do it word for word. I like to switch it up, here and there. So yeah, let's begin. The Wind Waker. It was the first Zelda game that I ever played, but I gave up on it when I got to the Forsaken Fortress. I never played the game since. But about 3 years ago I thought I should give it a try, so I went to my local GameStop, but they didn't have it. I was sad because I went to every store that sells games and they all said they didn't have it. Then about a week later, me and my dad went to a local garage sale. When he was looking for junk, I went to the kit section and then I saw it. A black box with a label saying The Wind Waker. I quickly grabbed it and went over to the person selling it and asked how much for the game. He said, "Please take it, please. I'll give it to you for free." It made me a bit skeptical, but I didn't really care, so I took his offer. When we got home, I turned on my Wii, put in the disc. I got a nostalgic feeling when it booted up. When I got to the title screen, I noticed a couple of things were off. First off, there wasn't even any music or sound. Secondly, the sky was black, and lastly, the creepiest thing of all, the title said The Kill Waker. It made me wonder, did the guy's kid hack it or something? But I wanted to play it, so I pressed the start button. Everything was fine until I got to the part where Link's sister gets kidnapped. Link was to jump and Tetra would catch him, but she didn't. Link fell, and right before he hit the rock, the screen cut to black for 30 seconds. Then I was at the scene where you meet the King of Red Lions, except he was red and black and had an evil, scary grin and said, "Hello, Link. I'm sorry for what happened to you and your sister. I'm the King of Black Lions." Then I noticed Link. His clothes were black, his skin was pale as the moon, and he seemed sad, with blood, and his face and arms. He continued, "You must make that bitch that killed you pay, and that bird too. Take this instrument of death and make them suffer." Then I got the Kill Waker. There wasn't a description. Then he said he needs a sail. I went out and then I saw it was night. It was pitch black with no stars. I noticed the NPCs were looking at me strangely, like they were scared. I tried talking to them, but they wouldn't say nothing or they would scream. I went to the salesman with enough money, but he said he wouldn't sell to me. I couldn't use the Waker for whatever reason. I targeted the salesman, and then I could use it. So I did. Then the screen went black and I heard a scream. It said I got the sale, but when I looked at the salesman, his head was on the table. Dead? I screamed about what happened, then went back to playing. I was confused about what happened, and so I tried it on the children. It went to black and I heard screams. Next they were laying on the ground with black eyes with tears of blood. As sick as it was, I continued to play it. I went to my boat and said to go to the location marked on the map. And while I was sailing, I noticed something creepy. Link seemed happy after what happened. When I got to the location, I noticed it was Tetra's ship. When I got on the board, the crew began to try and kill me, but Link used the Waker to kill them all. What I saw next was horrid. Everyone was killed in a sick way. One had a knife in the eye, other one was on fire, with their left arm missing, and others were even more worse. Then Tetra came out to see what happened. In a cutscene, Link used the Waker, and it went to black. Then I saw Tetra ripped in half, and Link kneeling over her. Then a message block said, "I got Tetra's heart." When I got back to the boat, the King of Black Lions said, "Nice job. Now I must go to the bird," so I went to the fortress. And after getting the hammer, I was sent to the bird boss battle. And after getting the mask off, the only thing I could do was use the Waker. After I did, I saw the body with no head. It was a gory mess. There was blood everywhere and even on Link. Then his sister came and said, "I hate you. I hate you. Killed all those people and the bird you." Then to my surprise, Link used the Waker again. Errol screamed and fell. Link turned his head 180 degrees with an evil grin and said, "They're all dead. Game over." It went to black, and then a message box said, "You're next." To my horror, Link began to walk on my screen slowly and laughing. I tried to turn off my Wii, but it wouldn't work. Then he got to the screen, and he screamed, and then the screen went off. The experience scarred me deep. I went back to the guy's house, but when I got there, I saw an old house. A jogger ran up to me and said no one lived there for years. I went back home, got the game in its case, and buried it in my backyard, hoping I'd never see it ever again. Okay, first off, this creepypasta wasn't the best, but it wasn't horrid either. And I think it had some things going for it, but in the end it wasn't exactly the best. Now this creepypasta is full of cliches, and in a way derives from Pokemon Creepy Black, with the Kill Waker item. First off, the cliches. The player buys a game at a garage sale, and the person willingly gives it away for free. I mean, seriously, just count the cliches here. What other ways could the player have received the game, other than the garage sale idea? I don't know, a present for their birthday? Parents buying the game for the player for getting good grades? I mean, enough with the garage sales. And if a person really wanted to give the game for free away like that, why did they even put it in this garage or yard sale? Why not just throw it away or something, or if you really didn't want it or actually didn't have the intention of selling the game? That's really the kind of thing that peeves me off about the cliches. But moving on to this Killwaker item. Killwaker, in my opinion, oh, can't speak, really seems to be like the move Curse from Creepy Black, in that it kills anyone that it's used upon. In this case, the salesman, children, and Tetris crewmates. The item is really derivative of that one move, but I honestly believe it could have been more interesting and even more unique if the Killwaker had just been this powerless item from the beginning, doing absolutely nothing, but just starting to get progressively more and more worse, you know, in terms of how brutal the kill would be, or, you know, who it would kill, and like every time it would get more and more powerful, it would make Link much more evil. This again would have made the ending a lot more enjoyable, since Link would have only attacked, or rather screamed at the player, because of their own actions in the game. What do you think about the item, and what would you have changed in this creepypasta, and what would you even rate it? In the end, I believe this is an alright creepypasta, but it definitely does need some work, and I do recommend you should check it out. Links are in the description below. This has been another episode of Haunted Gaming, and if you like what you saw, then like, comment, and subscribe. This is me, Mudahar, from Some Ordinary Gamers, and I'm out.